Previously on This Old Outboard.
That looks like a good fit to me. Orange and blue, my two favorite colors. You know, there's still a lot more to go, so no point in killing myself on it. I just gotta remember where all them bolts go. But that's not too hard. I got a pornographic memory. Damn, starting to look like a motor. I feel like I've been run over by this thing. I'm worried about that damn thing leaking. You know, like on the stuff they give you to use or recommend, it says don't use around gas. And I'm like, well, it's a friggin' intake. What do you know? The other stuff is fuel, oil resistant. Anyway, put a thin coat over those pit holes and it filled them right in, and that stuff is pretty tough. But still, thinking back, I think I should have went around the gaskets with a little more of the regular silicone. And it said fill the holes, the bolt holes. And I'm like, well, I'm putting Loctite on it. If I fill the holes, it's going to screw up my Loctite. Then thinking back, I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have put Loctite on it, because you're supposed to retorque this after about a week's worth of driving. But it's not, you know, red Loctite. So I'm worried about that. Is it going to leak around them damn bolts? And then the other stupid thing, on the water pump directions, it said a radiator, you know, flush before you put the new pump on. Well, it was too late for that, of course. So I'm gonna have to do the flush with the new pump on. I hope it doesn't screw it up. I don't think it can it, right? What I'm gonna do now is do the frickin' plugs. You heard me bitch them on a million times. There's one plug right there, and there's one next to it, and there's two back behind it. I mean, it's just friggin' ridiculous. So that's basically what you need right there for this. And I thought, I think I said 8. I said 2 more back there, but it's only 6 cylinders, so it's only 3 on each side. Thank God. So this first one is pretty much a breeze. It's right straight in. Oh, it looks good. Little chocolatey brown. Well, what do you know? Wow. So that second one, you can barely see it. Now, can we see? Yeah, you can just barely see the tip of the plug. See it? Wee. And there's one more back there somewhere. I mean, like I said, ridiculous. If I could do this from the top, by God, I would do it. She's on. Remember that angle. Wow, another good looking, come on, another good looking plug. I thought it was going to be, I guess that, you know, water wasn't getting down there that much after all. Thought it was going to be nice and clean and shiny. Looks good. For as frickin' old as it is, it looks fantastic. Alright, I know you're dying to see this, right? I don't have a frickin' clue. You're kidding me, right? You're kidding me. It's in. Holy macaroni. Unbelievable. It's a miracle. Wow, I got it really quick. It's coming out. But man, it's up there. It's so neat back there. My hands are getting beaten. Try to reach up there and pull off those stupid wires. This one's got a little greasy on it, but still a nice chocolatey color in there. Oh, and by the way, I still came out with 3 good looking plugs. I mean, these babies have been in there 6 years or more, something like that. Well, look what I found. I knew I had these damn things, or a manual somewhere, and there they were right up there in that cabinet where I put them, and I'm like, 1998. Well, I remember now, I picked them up, I think it was eBay, and it's in 3 volumes, baby. Now, I also had some spots marked off, and this morning I was just thumbing through it. I think this is the big one here, the one I had stuff marked off. See, this is all the crap that I replaced. The idle control thingy, and you know, all this crap back when I first got this thing. But where's that spot I wanted to show? I folded the page. I just accidentally kind of turned to that page about the relay. So here it is here. Electrical diagnosis, ground distribution. And right here, ignition relay. But I've never seen this on the upfitter relay where it says ignition relay. That's the one that I replaced, and it was swapping and kept screwing around, and one that said upfitter. But what the point I'm getting at, through all of this crap with that no voltage situation at the coil and the ignition module, all these stupid forums, man, I can't stand these forums. The same with the boat forums. Everybody's got an opinion, nobody's got a frickin' answer. But I've never seen anybody other than me say, you know, ignition relay. Then on that one website I found, and they don't go over 1999, the guy says fuse or relay. Because I was getting voltage 2.5, and then swapped the relay, it was back up to 12. So that's the point I was trying to make. Now I've got, you know, upfitter relay, ignition relay, because you know, you can't find this anywhere unless you got one of these. Works for me. Today's the day. Drain the oil, flush the oil, do a radiator flush, cooling flush system. But my biggest problem is I'm scared to death this thing's gonna leak. I was farting around on YouTube last night, and there's, you know, YouTube suggestions kept coming up because I already watched a couple of these just to see what I was up against, and so I watched a couple more. And the one guy that I originally watched, you know, he just put this thing, put the silicone on the ends, slapped it in, torqued it down, and was done. Another guy I watched was putting blue silicone on every single port, and he says, I like to use the blue because it's antifreeze resistant. And then another one I watched, the guy's caking up the water inlets, and I'm like, man, should I have done that or not? Now I did fix the pitting with another silicone that I had bought that was made for metal to metal type contact, or, you know, gasket maker for like on a 2-stroke, you put the engine block together and you put a thin layer in the middle of the 2 halves, and that stuff worked great, man. It came out, was nice and smooth and tough as nails, man. I mean, I could not scratch that off. But I didn't lather everything all up with silicone, so that's where I'm worried. If this thing leaks, I gotta tear it all apart again. So keep my fingers crossed. All I can do, I gotta get this oil drained out, changed out, do this damn radiator flush. So that's where I'm at. Let's get busy, baby. Well, I just, about ready to give up, man. Every time I hit the key, it just goes chunk. You know, the starter engages. It flipped it around like, you know. Oh man, I brought my other battery out, tried to jump it, still nothing. So I'm guessing, well I'm not guessing, but obviously what happened is a little HYDROLOCK. See all that mess? Water. I took the first two plugs out and they both smelled like gas. And then I pulled the third one out and all that water just went, you know, water in the valve. And that little tiny bit of a crank that it did turn went down in the piston. HYDROLOCK. I'm gonna pull the other side and then crank this baby over, blow all that crap out, let it dry out. Well, again, see that puddle? First one came out, a little wet, just smelled like gas, and this one just pulled out and all that came out, which is, man, it smells like gas. And that's the thing too, they're gonna fill up with gas, which is better than water. So then I'll have to pull my coil wire off when I crank it, or I'll blow this frickin' place up, I'm sure. So I disconnected the coil wiring, you know, the harness, and just for the hell of it, disconnected the ignition control module. I don't know why, but I did. I got this all tied up out of the way, fan don't whack it. I mean, it ain't gonna run, but still don't want it to get whacked. And it should be close to full charge. And it should probably kick. That's all I'm gonna do is just kick it. I don't want to beat the hell out of it. I bumped the key twice, I think. A buttload of gas just came shooting out. I'm thinking maybe hit it like one more time and then disconnect the pump and hit it again and blow it dry. Now, yeah, it's dripping, see? That's all gas. The first time I did it, boy, it was like... I'm hoping that's enough because I do not want to keep doing that. I'll rinse it down, disconnect the pump, hit it again kind of dry, or maybe I should just leave it alone and put the plugs back in. I don't know. But you know there's going to be fuel in them cylinders, but how much is in there, you know? Is it draining out? I don't know. Probably wouldn't hurt to do kind of a little bit of a dry run. I don't know, I don't know nothing, man. So it's been a while. I think everything's dried out. Here's what I'm using this time. Get these puppies back in easier. It's a stainless steel, or aluminum, I don't know, Chinese chopstick. And rubber hose. She go right in, baby. Screwing around with that stupid socket crap. Bing, bang, boom. That's the other reason this thing is so dirty. Because it's missing these damn flaps in here. Whatever the hell they're called. See, I told you that battery's a piece of crap. You know, man. I mean, it's just a piece of junk. I gotta charge it again. Well, this thing's got the battery start thing on it, 50 amp or whatever, 50 amp engine start, yeah. And I tried it and nothing's just like, is this thing still full of crap? Did I not flush it out enough? Do I got to do all that again on the plugs? Man, look, here it comes again. Oh my God, I'm about to give up. I can't take much more of this. I don't know. I'm gonna have to, you know, pack this all up. This is gonna be here. And there goes another friggin' day. Unbelievable. Yep, it's doing the exact same thing. I didn't do it long enough. Unbelievable. I'll show you. It's just like it's hitting a dead end, a dead wall. I'm only gonna do this once. Oh, it moved a little bit. That's it. It actually turned a little bit. I'm gonna have to do it again. I mean, how many times do I have to do it? It seemed to me that everything should have spit out, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I've never done this before. Yeah, I probably should have turned the fuel pump off and did it that way. This thing could be full of, you know, it pumping all that fuel. Every time you turn the key on, you know, it loads up. Instead of being water hydrolocking it, it could be fuel. Oh man, this is terrible. I'll have to look it up and see. I'll give Big Mike a call and see what he says. And well, here comes the storm. Anyway, I'm looking at these videos on HYDROLOCK. Finally found a guy. Probably watched 4 or 5 of them. Fuel pump relay. Pulls it out, disconnects it. That was my problem. You know, damn thing's filling up with fuel. So I'm gonna have to do it again. Make sure the pump ain't running. Pain in the butt, man, but you know, lesson learned.
Oh yeah, baby, next time on This Old Outboard.
See how wet this is in there? There's one. I can't pull those back. That's probably it right there. This thing's probably got a crack in it. So, yeah, it's wet. It's so brittle. What I should, look at this one down here. Oh yeah, that one's
Oh yeah, baby, stay tuned for the next episode of This Old Outboard. You know the channel. Oh yeah, baby.